About a year ago, when I first joined the scene, I made a bunch of videos about fantasy fights in the small creator boxing scene. A lot of people liked the videos, some people didn't really agree with the opinions. I'm going to be looking at them now and seeing if I still think the same as I did 15 months ago. The first fight I spoke about was James Bueno versus Red Leader. Now this is like a fight that was really hyped up while they were both kids at the time, and one of them's from the UK, one of them's from Australia, so the fight's not really possible, which is why it was such a big fantasy fight that was spoken about. The hype for it's gone. People don't really care for that fight anymore. I still think it would be quite a good fight. I still think it would be very interesting, so if it would be possible, I would love to see it. I said James Bueno wins the fight quite comfortably. Do I still think he wins? Yes. Do I think it's an easy win? Not necessarily. Obviously, since then, James Bueno has actually had his debut. He fought on the very first Outcast event and he lost. However, his loss did come against someone with about like 15 or so fights at the time, and he gave him quite a hard time. Meanwhile, you see Red Leader and he's not really done much. He has shown improvement in his footage, but he hasn't actually had a real fight. So simply because of that, I do still think James Bueno wins the fight. Not comfortably, not easily, like I said he would. The next fight I spoke about was Brody AB versus Froglin. I was discussing if this fight should really go ahead because some promotion in Australia tried to put it on. It did end up happening like as a spar in a field or something. I didn't actually watch it because I don't really follow what happens over in Australia. According to someone in my comment section, Froglin actually did well. He actually threw some punches or something. I don't know. I need to actually go and watch it. I still think it was a silly idea that the promotion tried to put it on. Obviously, big weight difference, big experience difference, age difference as well. Just not very smart, you know. The next fight I spoke about was Logan Hallam versus Benjamino. Now, I'm not going to speak on this one for too long. I'm just going to say, silly fight. Benjamino's someone who talks a lot about wanting to box, but then doesn't really follow through. You've seen that with the whole Chapel thing, which has kind of sabotaged our fight that we were wanting to have. But now he's talking about, oh yeah, the Benjamino fight's still possible. That's just stupid. Meanwhile, the other guy, he got cancelled. Yeah, he got exposed for dropping a couple of N-bombs here and there and everywhere. He's not really here anymore, so that fight's not possible. This next one wasn't really a fantasy fight. I was more analysing the skill of Just Raheem. At the time, a lot of people were waiting for his debut because he just showed in his bag work and his pad work and all of that stuff that he does have a lot of potential. Obviously, since then, he has also had his fight. He fought Ben Wheeler on, I forgot the name of the promotion again, but he fought Ben Wheeler. He lost. Me personally, I think Ben Wheeler was quite an awkward fighter. A main reason Raheem didn't really win, a lot of people said he didn't do enough sparring, you know, he was just too focused on the bag work, but he still showed that he has potential even though he lost. Is Raheem as good as we think? Yes, I am excited to see him make his return. We were hoping to see him return on Outcast 002, but that didn't happen. Instead, he cornered me and watched me lose. The next video was about the Breakout Boxing 02 Tournament of Power that involves Thomas Spartan, AJ Redwood, Ant Mills, and Zay Castro. I gave my predictions for the semi-finals, but I never actually specified who I thought would have won. I probably would have said Thomas Spartan because at the time he was one of the boys. So yeah, I said he would win the semi-final round, and I think I said Ant Mills would win on the other side. Obviously, I got Ant Mills right with Thomas Spartan versus AJ Redwood. Controversial decision. They gave it to AJ Redwood. I thought Thomas won. I said Thomas would win, but then in the end AJ Redwood just did not show up to the finals, so instead that spot went to Thomas and he ended up losing to Ant Mills. So yeah, I was quite incorrect on that one. The next fight I spoke about was Joe Farrell versus Hydroplex, my boy, IDKY as most people know him as. I spoke about if this fight would ever go ahead. No, this just wouldn't. At the time, they were both incredibly young. Right now, I'm pretty sure they are still incredibly young. The ones in the UK, I think IDKY's in Romania. Like, just no. Who do I think will win? I don't think any of them even box anymore. So yeah, that one's just kind of gone. Then I spoke about if Ivan Mills could beat Caleb Razije and Connor Kelly. Neither of those three have really done anything recently. They've all been gone since their last fights. I have no clue. Apparently Ivan Mills is ranked like 3rd in his division, even though he's not fought in a couple of years. So I don't really know how that one works. I guess he'd still beat both of them. I don't know. I think I said he would beat both of them. I guess I still just stand by that since nothing's really happened recently. And the final fight I spoke about was a very interesting one. It was DK Money versus Dennis Bell. Now DK Money, obviously, he's not a small creator. He's fought on Misfits, BKFC, all these other places. The reason I spoke about this fight is because there was like beef between DK Money and Dennis Bell. DK Money's trash. I've been saying that. I'm still saying it. I don't really like the guy. I like watching him fight and getting knocked out by literally everyone he fights. But yeah, he's trash. He's not got a legitimate win on his record yet. The only win he's got is a disqualification because he got headbutted. Meanwhile, Dennis Bell, he's still doing his thing. You know, he had his fight recently against Waffle, which he won. So I still think Dennis Bell wins because DK Money's just trash. But yeah, that's every fight I spoke about a good like year ago. If you want me to bring back those types of videos with fantasy fights, let me know. Give me some fights, you know, that you want to hear me talk about. Obviously, my opinion doesn't mean everything. Just because I say something, it doesn't mean it's factual. So if I say you lose, deal with it, whatever. But yeah, you can leave now. I don't really have anything else to say. More videos coming soon. As you can see, I've been a lot more active. But yeah, bye bye.